Good day, everyone. We are Group 2 of HUMSS.
I am Sarina May Galindo.
I'm Riz Lionel Piroque.
I'm Genevieve S. Atamosa.
I am Jasper Q. Daton.
I'm John Ivan Espineda.
I'm Ron Orsino.
So these are our leader of Group 2. Pineda John Ivan S. And these are the members. Atamosa Genevieve, Galindo Serena, Orsini Roan, Roque Rice Lionel, Datoon Jasper, Kanyada Eljan, and the last one, Campanya Anjen. The second page is we have an objective. So moving on to our objective, first we have here, number 1. Know the transition and art of segue. Number 2. Determine the 4 types of transition in topic. Number 3. Analyze the different types of outlines. Number 4. Justify time management.
Introduction. You may find outlining the most exciting part of speech writing because this is when your speech starts to take shape. Outlining your ideas is a good way to organize your thoughts into what will soon become your speech. Through this, you can visualize your main topic and determine your subtopics. Your outline can also be a valuable tool for reference as you deliver your speech. In speech writing, the most fun and exciting way is the outlining because this will give you an insight on what your speech will look like in front of your audiences and viewers. It also will organize your thoughts and topics. It will organize your thoughts from important to least, from specific to general. So, it also a valuable tool for future references. For example, a student will find a speech that is connected to his topic, to their class. So, they can find your speech as they will use it as their reference. When creating an outline, you can look at your main point and ensure that it matches your thesis statement. If not, you will need to make a few necessary adjustments to directly relate your main topic, a main point, and thesis statement. Every part and point of your outline should coincide with one another and not only your main point and thesis statement. In creating an outline, we must give an importance to the relation of the main point and the thesis statement because the main point is the thesis statement is your main topic and the main point will reasons the supporting details for your thesis statement. For example, the thesis statement is all about environmental crisis, and your main point is that people are using too much social media. So because that the environment is suffering. So it is not very relatable to each other. We must give justification to two ideas.
Proceeding to our topic, which is the transition and the art of segueing, it is necessary for us to make our speech understandable, which means the flow of our speech should be smooth when transitioning to another topic. With the use of transitional devices, it will assist us to furthermore improve our transition. It will also help us to maintain our audience attention and interest. A good transition is often referred as the art of segue, which means moving from one point to another seamlessly without an awkward pause. That is why using a transitional devices such as in addition, however, although, and many more is necessary to make our speech clear and precise.
Transition types. Number 1. Temporal transition. Give a sense of chronological order. Example, before, after, first of all, second, lastly, finally, and etc. Second is equality transition. Highlight a point of equal importance to the one provided. Examples, in addition, moreover, etc.
Causality transition means the previous statement or idea to the idea you are about to present. This type of transition use words that show cause and effect. Example, as a result, otherwise, unless, conste- cons- consequently, etc. Transition types number 4. Compare and contrast transitions use words and phrases that compare our 1/5 of your speech to text. Next example on the other hand, in contrast, etc.
Types of outlines. Below are the 3 types of outlines that will help you with your speech writing process. One of these may be helpful to you when preparing a speech, but do not feel obligated to only use one type because using all 3 types together can give you the edge you need for a perfectly executed speech. First is working outline. A working outline is best utilized for preparing and developing your speech when you have many ideas while you are uncertain of how to organize them into a system that flows. Generally, when you use this method, you lay out the basic structure of your speech, identifying key points and subpoints and organizing them into hierarchies. Creating a work outline helps you organize information you plan to include in an essay or a research paper. It provides a framework so that information is presented to the reader in a logical and orderly manner.
Full sentence outline. Full sentence outline, as the same implies, a full sentence outline contains entire sentences. This outline functions as a definitive guide for preparing the exact words and phrases you plan to say to your audience. This tool is useful when operating under a time constraint because it allows you to track how long it will take to deliver your speech. A full sentence outline can be prepared independently and utilized as is, or it can function in tandem with other outlines. Creating a working outline first often makes a creation of a full sentence outline significantly easier. A full sentence outline clarifies what should be written in your speaking outline. Speaking outline. In contrast to a full sentence outline, you only write the keyword that will help you recall your talking point when creating a speaking outline. This type of outline functions as a guide you can use when you finally deliver your speech. A well-crafted working outline can often double your speaking outline. The key to any good speaking outline is that you only use words that will trigger a recall sequence to remember what you say at the moment. Speaking outlines are typically written into flashcards to easily hold into them while giving your speech. To be sure, avoid looking at them constantly. Trust your preparation and look at your audience.
Always remember that an engaging outline is an engaging speech. And an engaging speech means you have an audience that will pay attention. An attentive audience means you can keep to your timetable in delivering your speech, because you will not need to stop your speech and do an exercise to keep your audience awake and entertained. This statement emphasizes the importance of a well-structured outline in public speaking. A captivating outline ensures an engaging speech, leading to an attentive audience. With listeners paying attention, the speaker can adhere to their schedule without interruptions, regain the audience's interest. Essentially, a thoughtful outline sets the stage for a smooth and effective speech, maintaining the audience focus throughout.
Speech duration. The duration of your speech is often dependent on how well you did with your outlining. With a good outline, you can easily estimate how long your speech will be, especially if you have created a full sentence outline. In many instances, you will be asked to deliver a short speech, example, a debut toast, but you never know when you might be asked to give a longer, more detailed one, example, an official address to your country. To further elaborate the means, as a speaker, we need to realize that no matter how important we think that our speech is, we'll always have a limited amount of time in which to deliver it. We need to remember that keeping our speech within the time that we have been allocated is simply a courtesy to both other speaker and our audiences. If that is not enough of a motivator for you, then you need to realize that if you don't stay within your allocated time, then you probably will never be asked back to speak again. Here are several key speech duration points.
So next is time management. It is the most crucial factor when delivering or making a speech. You're supposed to only conduct the time that is given to you by that event to show you respect them. That is why you need to set a particular set of time on how long your speech will last.
There are several effective tools to facilitate your time management. Allot time for Q&A session or a question and answer session. If you are asked to deliver a 30 minutes informative speech at a conference for public healthcare, be sure to end your speech 15 to 20 minutes early to allow for a Q&A session with your audience. Most of the time, this is when audience pay the most attention to you because they are actively asking you what they need to know or trying to clarify their confusion. Time yourself. Perhaps the best method for managing your time is to time yourself while giving your speech at home. If you are giving an hour-long speech and you exceed the time allotment by even 10 or 15 minutes, it will feel extremely long for your audience. Hence, you should cut it back.
Use a timer on stage. Make sure to check if there is a clock in the venue where you are speaking, or use a wristwatch or cell phone timer because these items can help you keep track on time while you are delivering your speech. However, you should be discreet when you are checking your time on stage. If your audience sees that you are constantly checking your watch, they will start to check theirs too and will probably get the sense that you do not want to spend your time with them. To explain it more, we've all been on the receiving end of speeches that overrun. Timing it right means producing and delivering speeches and presentations that stay within the time you've been allocated. This shows respect for yourself, your audience, and the event organizers, as well as demonstrating that you are well prepared. So you need to wear a watch so that we can easily see the time, but when checking your time on stage, you should do it discreetly. If your audience notice that you are checking your watch all the time, they will probably start to do the same and assume that you are not interested in spending time with them.
Importance of keeping your speech to time. Number 1. Lean and clean speech. Creating a lean speech does not mean you only have to keep it short. A lean speech is compact and trim and suited to your allotted time. For example, you are giving your speech right after lunch and your audience is getting sleepy. Then you can liven them up a bit by telling a few jokes. However, you have to limit your jokes and the beer in mind that the audiences love to take a bit of the time you have for delivering your speech. A lean speech is also clean because it does not feel as though you are circling your main point without ever hitting it. A lean speech. It's that bully eye dead on every time.
Second, keep the audience focused. Remember, keeping your audience focused is part of your job. Most of the time, people tend to think it's okay to stretch my speech for a bit, but this rarely ends well. You can easily lose your audience interest and attention, and the last thing you want is for them to be looking forward to when your speech will end. Keep them focused and you will get what you want from them. They will be well informed and happy. Now, how can we keep the audience focused? Try to point out something important about the audience or the current setting, or show a compelling visual image. Ask a provocative question, or state a fact that is troubling, amusing, or remarkable. That's how we can keep the audience focused.
Number 3. Makes the host's job easy. Keeping your speech within the allotted time is crucial when many speakers are waiting to present their speeches. You do not want to end early or go on longer than your assigned time because this affects the flow and timing of the entire event. Keeping in time makes the host's job easy. If you stick to your allotted time, then you may be invited again. As explained to others, our speech must be properly managed during or after the speech so that it will be easier to handle and not affect the flow of the entire event. Also, if you want to get invited again, you need to stick to your allotted time.
Lastly, creating an outline for your speech is still required to be able to create a well-prepared speech. The old saying that, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend 4 hours sharpening my axe." The consumed time chopping down a tree represents as the duration of your speech, while the consumed time sharpening the axe represents as the duration of your outline. The longer it gets, the better it will be.
That's all for today.
Thanks all for today.
That's all for today.
That's all for today.
And that's all for today.
That's all for today.
That's all for today.
That's all for today.
Thank you.